it's going to be hard for me to manage the chat. So if you have any questions, just like raise your hand. I think you all have mic permission. So just hop in. But this first part, I'm just going to show you how, we grew organically. So this is like my personal profile right here. So I have over 500,000 followers across social channels right here. And I don't really like bring this up because we just want to focus on ads, but I think organic is just a great part of your strategy, especially if you're a marketing agency, you're working with other clients, they might need help posting organically. So this can, like what I'm about to go through, this can help everyone from car washers to tree trimmers to marketing agencies, um, can help any single niche. And how I did it's like I didn't have any special equipment. I just filmed all these videos from my phone. I really didn't even get a mic or like a audio, like a stand either until I hit like 100,000 followers. And I didn't do this with any social media planning tools. Um, so it's pretty much anyone can do this, honestly, how I'm going to walk you through and really do this. And I'll show you the hacks and everything that I used and kind of figured out myself. But I'm just kind of setting the stage here. Like if you search for like hashtag marketing on TikTok, you'll probably see this one as one of the most viewed all-time videos for hashtag marketing. This has 700,000 plus likes on it, close to 5 million views. I'll kind of show you through some of these other videos that I have promoting Play, but also just kind of creating helpful content and everything as well. So before I kind of break down some of these best practices, I just want to give you like an overview of kind of what's happening. Um, so the biggest advantages of social media marketing is that it's free, it's cost effective. This can work for any type of business. People aren't really looking for like super polished videos either. Like I'll show you some of these examples right here. This video, 44,000 likes, over 1 million views, just someone trimming a tree, you know. Let me turn this audio off. But like there's these other examples, and I'll send this deck over as well, like car cleaners, for example. 17,000 likes, almost 1 million views on this one. So I'm going to walk you through like how you can do this for your clients as well, and also just to grow your own agency. You can still see the screen, right? I hope so. Um, so it's free, it's cost effective. How I'm going to walk you through this. The other part of this is that this can build a community for you. Even though you have your overall market, it's only 10% of your actual market is actually in market to buy something at any given time. So by having this community, you're building a base of people, like when they are ready to buy, they're going to come to you and you're going to be top of mind. That's how we do it. 80 to 90% of our content doesn't even promote Play. It's just about helpful sort of, here's how you can show your brand before Gary Vaynerchuk, or here's certain marketing tips or marketing hacks that you might use. I will say the hardest part of this is consistency. In 2020, I just made it a goal to post 2 times a day, every single day. My first videos absolutely sucked. They were so bad. I just left them up there just for me to remember them, but they barely got any views at all. And it's just when you're able to practice this, and I'll show you some of these best practices too, like if you're just able to keep going, hold the camera up, figure out some of these video editing that is built into these platforms. Like TikTok has a great video editor. Instagram's video editor is getting better. You will get better at this and your views will start increasing. But it is about consistency, and just don't get discouraged by your first few videos. But with these best practices that we'll go over, this is going to give you a much better chance to go viral and build up your following. And even before I get into that, this right here is kind of like just a North Star to help you say, like, what platform should I be focusing on? What's really cool now is that because TikTok kind of really pushed this vertical short form video content, all these platforms have it, like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, Pinterest has their own too. So you can kind of create one piece of content, use an app like SaveTik. So you can even like just edit the video inside of TikTok. Use an app like SaveTik, which is free to remove the watermark and just re-upload that to Instagram Reels, re-upload that to YouTube Shorts. One video I had got maybe like 40,000 views on TikTok. I just re-uploaded that to Instagram and it ended up having like close to 2 million views on Instagram Reels. So certain platforms can just take off better. And it's just super easy to simply just remove the watermark, just re-upload this to different platforms as well. So when you're just starting out, I always recommend TikTok because they have a great green screen filter that you can use. They have the ability to like easily stop cut your edits. So it's like you might record something for 5 seconds saying this, saying that, and then you can just move your thumb off the record button and start recording your next piece. So you don't have to like talk for 30 seconds straight. Record like 10 seconds, cut it quick, record your next content for the next 5 seconds or so. So I'll get into these other best practices, but I always recommend starting off on TikTok because the reach is there. Even if you're B2B, like I'm posting B2B content on TikTok. Shopify only has about 200,000 followers on TikTok. I have with Play, we have close to 500,000 followers on TikTok. So like your audience for B2B is still on TikTok, even though you might think it's like a younger audience. YouTube was originally a much younger audience before it kind of matured. TikTok is also maturing for their age demographic too, if they still stay around. But I would always try starting on TikTok first. From there, if you do want to like do more branding and connecting with your local community, I would try Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels is great. They have an okay video editor, but like I wouldn't worry too much about like posting photos, doing like the different carousel images and things like that. I would still post on TikTok and just copy that, download it, and repost it to Instagram Reels. That way you're not like just spending so much time like, what do I post here? What do I post there? If you're just posting things all the time about your own business, no one's ever going to see it. The reach is going to be super low. And you just really, to build a community, you have to post like 80% of the time on just things that you're an expert in that might help your audience. So um, I would always start on TikTok, repost it to Instagram Reels, and then also I would repost that to YouTube Shorts. And I think YouTube Shorts is getting much better at their reach as well. But like long form content takes super long. Like that's what I'm trying to focus on like now that I have a better understanding of like what content does well. You're going to spend a lot of time posting on YouTube and it might only get like 20 views, 500 views. Some of our videos on YouTube only get 500 views. So it's super competitive on YouTube. So I wouldn't go down the content rabbit hole just yet on YouTube. I would still just repost your TikTok video over to YouTube after you remove that watermark. Let's get into some of these other best practices too. And Brian, your hand is raised. Like, yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. So, how you say you're saying do you think you're going to get further reach without using a publishing tool and go straight to the platform, right?
Yep. Just publish it straight to the platform. Um, just because it's like with scheduling tools, like you might have, for me personally, it's like I will just film something that might be I'll get into these best practices, but like I never used any publishing tools at all. It's always like editing it directly in the platform. And each platform might have like just way different best practices for, the headlines, the tags, and everything. So I kind of just do everything right within the platform. But I just never use any scheduling tools for this just because, when I want to make content, I will make it and push it out right then and there. Um, I just never used any.
All right. Even for clients, right? You're still doing it
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. I just never use any because it kind of like pigeonholes your whole strategy. It's like, what if something new comes out? You already have a post scheduled. You post back to back. Some of those posts aren't going to get any views if you post back to back. So it kind of just like helps you create that consistency too of posting. And if something like new comes out, you're kind of locked into that schedule, especially if you plan it out 30 days in advance. For some people, it might work really well, but I think it just helps really build that consistency when you're actually having to go into the platform, post these videos to the different platforms, and you can kind of just stay along with kind of the trending news and ride those waves. It's not like you want to become like a news reporter by any means, but you can always put your own take on something that just came out. Um, so I think that's kind of what helps stand out too. Um, but some of the best practices for creating successful and engaging social media content is always going to be film and edit your videos inside of TikTok or Instagram or YouTube. So I would always film and edit my videos inside of TikTok. Like I don't film it, just from my phone and edit it in CapCut. These platforms like when you actually use their features, and that helps them kind of ensure the quality of the video as well. So even if I film inside of TikTok and I use all their features, I'll post it there. I'll go to Save Tick. I will remove the watermark. I'll go into Instagram and I will overlay the text. So I'll use like certain features on TikTok, like add their text overlays. I will add, maybe green screen effects, but specifically for the text overlays, what I'll do is that I will go into Instagram and I'll redo the text overlays on top of the one I already did on TikTok. So I'm using Instagram's features and then I'm going to do the same thing over on YouTube. That's also one reason why I don't schedule it, is because when you're able to use these specific features, they really like it and just helps their algorithms and everything sort of ensure that you're using text that can easily be seen because you're using their text features as the overlay. And I'll show you an example of what that is right after this too. But if you're able to film and edit the videos inside the TikTok platform, that's what I always do. And I've even compared that when I upload a video it doesn't work as well. This can help you stand out if you're able just to film the videos inside of TikTok. Always test out these different video effects too. They have different things like split screen, so you can have text above your video and then your face sort of below it. You can have like videos playing on top of you and your face right below it as well. So always play around with these different video effects to help increase engagement. To be honest, like the length of the video does not impact performance if it's engaging. So like I will never just film like a 30-second video without stop cutting. So it's not like I'm just talking here like I am now for 30 seconds. I will stop cut. So like I'll talk for 5 seconds, I'll make the point, stop it, and then I'll film the next part of the video. Stop it, film the next part, stop it, film the next. So like by doing that, there's no breaks in the video and it kind of just helps people keep engaged. The first 3 seconds of your video are the most important. So it's like say what you want in the first 3 seconds, have like even like a background behind you, and then cut to a different background to increase that engagement and performance. And again, I'm going to show you all these examples right after this. And always, yeah, have some sort of engaging background behind you. Try to do it with like some art behind you, or use like the green screen effect, even if you're outside. Um, if you use music, try to pick upbeat music for your video. Um, and you can also pick songs that are trending. Like all these platforms even have a trending audio that you can just select as well. For TikTok, and even for Instagram, like it's not about loading up with tags anymore. Because if you're able to add that text in the video through these actual individual platforms, like for example, like uh, top marketing hacks for 2024. If you're able to like add that text in these individual platforms while you're talking, like overlay it onto your video, that will pick it up. You don't need to like add all these tags anymore. So I only use like 3 hashtags and maybe one that's sort of like a more trending hashtag and two related to the actual video. Um, One thing that I always do also is that I will engage with other people's content that is similar to yours. It's almost like a reward system. If your account is engaging, you're liking, you're commenting on similar pages or posts, it's sort of going to group you into those niches and into those themes. So always try to engage with other people's content and posts. Um, One other thing too is try to post daily. Like I did that for a year. That's really how we grew this account so much, is just really posting daily and just getting into a routine, and it helps sharpen and build your skills quicker. If you take a gap, it is really hard to get back into it if you take that gap. So like just try to make it a point. Just like and I'll show you, like you don't need to spend an hour doing this. Some of these, I was just filming while I was sitting outside at a restaurant. I'll show you those ones that have like 300,000 views. The other is like pick a niche, just be yourself and stick with it. So it's like people want to know who is running the business and who they're like working with. So like all of my videos, it's also free. Sometimes like the business owners might be able to save some extra money and just build a better connection with their audience if they are the ones running the business page or at least filming some of the content. That's what's going to get them sales and drive the most growth the quickest. Like if someone else is on their team, um, it's going to take a little bit to grow it. But if their face is in it, that's what's going to build that better connection a lot faster. So let me show you some of these examples right here. To be honest, some of these are, I don't even like watching these. Some of these are like kind of cringe to me. I don't like watching some of these, but it works. It drives sales and everything. So this is the first one. This is part of the content that's sort of like 80% just sort of helpful content. And I don't even talk over it. It's just this right here.
All time. And
So what I did here was I just kind of showed this just to sort of engage interest in the first 3 seconds, like what's going on, have this text up top. Having like a lot of text up top like here, people might miss it in the first 3 seconds. So they're gonna like rewatch it. So I always kind of put like a lot of text here because then it'll shift like 1, 2, 3. We come right here. And then all I did was I just pulled this video from YouTube and I was like, this is a really cool ad. I was like, this is a really cool ad. And I just put the video down below here and I put this sort of text up here, sort of explaining it. That's essentially it. That drove a crazy amount of engagement. Now, this one right here is promoting Play. This is part of like our 20% content. Like you could even do something like this to promote your white label software as well. So
the app Play in a few words, how to make a website with AI in 15 seconds. Go to the app Play in a few words, describe what your business does and tap generate. It will write all of the content for you. You can even add a contact form to store your leads. Add any videos or images that you want. Your website is live.
So that took literally maybe 10 minutes for me to record, just pointing at the screen. I made this on just Google Slides, just a quick like sort of screen, sort of explaining it right here. And I just literally just stop cut it like this. You can see how quick I'm going through it, which will make people sort of rewatch it as well.
It will write all the content for you. You can even add a contact.
So let me show you some more examples too. So this one right here, 300,000 views, super easy to record. I was just like looking at, some interesting stats. I was just reading some articles and I just made a video about it right here. So this one, using trending audio. So this drove 300,000 views. This one, I will send this deck out. This one's kind of cringe, but whatever. Sometimes you just doesn't matter. You just post. Let's see. So if you see this sort of text right here, this is what I will actually redo in Instagram. So I'll post this to TikTok. I will just copy this text and I would re-add this text in the Instagram Reels video editor right here. That's what I'm talking about when I'm sort of like re-overlaying the text. So I would just redo this in YouTube and I would redo this in Instagram after posting to TikTok. But that's like really how easy it is to make some of these videos. It's like super raw, it's organic, and it includes a lot of the best practices that we went over. And I'll share this deck over to you after. The thing is also, it's like, how do you identify key customers via social? It's like, it's kind of hard just to know when you put content out, there's no targeting like there is in ads. So what I always do, it's like, what would a potential customer search for? Like what is their problem and how can I provide a solution? So Lowe's does this really well. Like Lowe's, they make a lot of videos like how to install a paver patio, how to replant your plant pots, how to, you know, fix your or how to clean your chimney or things like that. And they will plug in their content probably like towards the very like their products towards the very end. Even sometimes they don't even do that. But it's just sort of like building this community of DIY builders, which are who their core customers are. So for example, like if you're an ice cream shop, don't just be promoting content where it's like, we have a sale, come to our shop. No one's going to like that. No one's going to engage with that. But instead, it's like, here's how to make the perfect ice cream cone. That would be a video that can drive, that can help build their community and just drive a lot of views. So that's what I always think about. It's like how to do something that is like the most search term on YouTube is like how to XYZ. So that's what I'm always thinking about, like how, because when you post on social, it's like you push it out there, it can go to anyone. But by focusing on like how do you actually solve a specific problem related to the business, I just provide solutions, provide value. And then again, like 20% of the time, I might make a specific post about the product. But you'll also notice when you make a specific post about your product, that's going to have way lower views than the sort of helpful content. And that's okay, especially if you have like a bigger audience already, that's still going to drive a lot of views. But like just posting an image of like, come in today, we have a 25% off sale. That's not going to build a community um, or help people out, which is what they're looking for. So once you've achieved growth, this is why I like posting organically on social media and how it can tie back to advertising. Testing out creative is probably the most important part of your advertising strategy. So instead of spending money testing it out, we will just post videos organically to these platforms like TikTok or Instagram or YouTube. We'll see which ones do better, and we'll just use that content in our ads. If it's a video that you know kind of ties in with the Play product, and we include Play in there, it's free to test on social. So once you sort of reach that growth, take some of those organic videos and just use them as ads. That's one of the best ways to get lower cost per leads, higher conversion rates is with good creative. And you can test your creative organically on social and then put ads behind it for the videos that are getting more views or more likes or more shares compared to your other videos. So that is essentially it. I just want to open it up to some questions now too, but happy to dive into this a little bit more. We could talk about Play stuff. We can open up to Play questions, but I hope this was helpful.
So
I'll share this deck over after too.
do you do like any call to action or no call to action in the video?
I don't do any call to action. That actually like hurts the performance of the video. If you say like, don't forget to like and subscribe for more, that can actually like sometimes I'll do it, but honestly, it can kind of like decrease the performance of the video if you call that out. So sometimes no call to action. I'll just put out useful content. That's all I'll do.
Is that only recommended
Thank
for TikTok?
Can you say that again?
Is that only recommended for TikTok, or are you going off of all platforms?
That's for all. Like I've just seen like if I'm doing it like, you know, if I add some sort of call to action, especially like if I write that in there, like if I add text overlay onto it, I'll be like, if you're interested in more, dot, 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 then I might say something at the end, like, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. But most of the time, I do not even say that. People will like it regardless or share it regardless if it's a video that's useful. Many times I don't have anything at the end, which can also like just take up those seconds. Like people have a super short attention span. So if you're adding that towards the end of the video, that's going to hurt your retention rate towards the end, especially if it's really long, and they'll just close out of the video and say next. So
So you're basically starting off using TikTok as your basically your content creative platform,
Yes. Yep. Yep.
downloading and then disseminate it out to the rest of them.
Right. Because they've prioritized the video editor. I don't know why YouTube has never focused on adding a built-in video editor, because that's like the
Mhm.
hardest part. But like TikTok has the best video editor, the most like green screen effects, which is like this. I'll put like this image behind me right here. So it's like a perfect green screen. TikTok has the most easy and most features. So I'll use their platform for editing the video. And Instagram Reels has gotten much better, but TikTok has really prioritized that. I think that's why TikTok has taken off more, is because they make it easy to make a video. It's super hard, but they've made it much easier to make the video, and that's why I think they've actually grown so much.
Now,
So yeah,
what's your
I'll start with
suggestion
TikTok.
too with like, all right, if we start talking to our clients and saying, yeah, we should do some TikTok, like, do you feel like it would be a good place to focus, knowing that it's teetering right now, where we're not gonna be able to use it in the States? You know, like
Oh, yep,
by
yep.
investing more time and effort into growing it and building it, is I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about that, because it's like
Yeah.
I'm just using them for the video editor, and then I'll post it over on Instagram. Check out Instagram instead for the video editor. You might like that one a little bit more, but I just
Mhm.
think like I'll post it on TikTok, I'll close out of the app right away, and then I will come over to Instagram and I will just post that over to Instagram and use their video editor. But I don't even think about it as the platform too much. I just like, this is how I can actually make good ad content. This is how I can make content for the website. This is how I can make and while still growing reach and everything too. But that's how I use it, is like I'll just use it as my main video editor. And then plus as a benefit, I can post it and blow up and get more views and everything too. Um,
Yeah.
Hey, Logan.
hey,
Okay, so first, do you get clients from your YouTube?
from YouTube, I would say YouTube even a little bit more, even though it's smaller. There's like some studies out there that say like how much people spend per um per platform. YouTube has the highest like amount of spend per product on YouTube, and then it's Instagram, and then it's actually TikTok. So I would say YouTube and Instagram, even though we have more followers on TikTok, I think YouTube and Instagram actually for us drive more revenue than even TikTok.
Good stuff. Yeah, because I was really wondering how to make money selling services and SaaS through YouTube, because
Yep.
that's where I have the most experience.
Yep. The problem with YouTube is it's super competitive. It's like really hard. Um, everyone's on YouTube trying to post content and everything. So you can kind of like cut through the clutter a little bit on TikTok. But yeah, I think the amount of money, like older people and everything are also getting on TikTok now. So YouTube, the amount of people like, I think it was like a super young age group on YouTube originally, and then just because it's been around longer, everyone's on it now. So
Right.
same with TikTok, the age group is maturing a little bit, and with that comes like higher spenders and everything too. But for us, I would say YouTube and Instagram drive more revenue. But when we were first starting out, it was definitely TikTok, because Instagram took a while to grow as well. Um,
Gotcha. So also, I've heard that on TikTok that if you post a video and then close the app and wait a few hours and then reopen it, apparently the engagement is going to get better. Is this true in
yes.
your? Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with that. I will post the video and I'll close out of it right away. That's totally, I don't know if it's like some, uh, I don't even know. I don't know if it's some like dark magic stuff or what it is, but I will always close out of the app. And why I think that helps is because they want to get you back in the app. So they'll start pushing it a little bit more. So I will always close out of the app. Same with Instagram. YouTube, I don't do that, but like I will close out of these apps as soon as I post, and then I'll come back in like a few hours later.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Thank you.